Hello everyone, my name is Deka and welcome to Sevtech Ages, a modded Minecraft series. This is a very interesting mod pack, one I have a decent amount of experience with, and one I think you'll all enjoy. So, a little bit about what this mod pack is. We start off in the lowest of ages, over here, in the, I believe it would be called the Neolithic Age. Then we slowly advance to the Stone Age, the Iron Age, the Industrial Age, the Modern Age, and eventually the Space Age, where we hit the endgame and fight the endgame boss, Sevtech. This series is going to be taking place on a multiplayer server, the Untitled server. And here we are. Welcome to the Untitled server. If you're wanting to join me on this server, there are a few things you're going to have to do first. First off, we have to read the rules. They are pretty simple, very basic rules. Nothing that's going to be all too surprising to anyone who's played on a Minecraft server before. Now, normally, after you have read these rules, there will be a box somewhere in this area where you have to accept the rules. I've been on the server before, so I've already accepted them. But if you want to play on here, you're going to have to, or you might have some issues advancing in your ages. Now, let's get started. So, to start off, we are in the spawn of the Untitled server. This is actually an island. You can just barely see out the doors there, water on all sides. We are in the middle of the ocean. Up there on that floating island is the server shop. It's a nice little way of offsetting some of the disadvantages of playing on a multiplayer server. You can buy some things that rare mobs that would normally drop on a single player world but are scarce on a multiplayer world. Other things of that nature. So, to get out of here, well, we've got a couple of choices. We could swim. I don't relish that idea. Not only because, well, I can't even see land from here, but also because there are sharks in this mod pack, and sharks suck. I've been killed by them many times. Our next option is a random teleport. /RTP. First off, we're going to have to figure out where we want to live. Ooh, here we go. Not a bad area. Oop. Nice little open field. I forget what this biome over here is called, but it's a very special kind of biome. Oop, I picked up some stuff. So, one of the features of this mod pack, unfamiliar items. If you hit the L button, you'll bring up your advancements section. And we are in the tutorial age, kind of the Neolithic pre-Stone Age. So, anything that is above our age, we can't hold on to. We'll drop it on the ground because, ooh, scary technology. So, we're going to have to advance our way up into the end over here, and this will take us into the first age. I think technically age 0 starts right there when we get a crafting stump. But before that, we're going to have to make ourselves a flint hatchet. And a few other things along the way. But as you noticed, I picked up some stuff from a dead cow apparently. Its hide is unfamiliar because, well, it's scary technology. I don't know how to use it. Ooh, Caveman. Now, for our starting base, and hopefully our, forever base, I'd like a nice wide open area because I plan on having a lot of buildings. And to be honest, this is actually a pretty nice area. Big open field, and we got a village nearby that we can kind of set up shop in temporarily. Now the thing about the random teleport, that looks like a creeper hole if I ever saw one. The thing about the random teleport thing is, it's not that random. I think they're kind of pre-selected locations, or like a list of coordinates, because obviously people have been here. In this mod pack, chests don't spawn anywhere, and actually doors don't even spawn on the villages. Ooh, looks like someone tried to protect some villagers. Nope, not here anymore. This place has been thoroughly looted and partially destroyed. Grab some of this. Can I? Yes, I can. So, another feature of this mod pack, you can right-click on a crop that's fully grown to harvest it without having to replant it. One of those many things I wish vanilla Minecraft had. Alrighty. Well, since the village is a bust, let's get to, well, normally I would say punching some trees, but you can't do that in this age, because simply put, in order to harvest resources, you need the right tools. If I attempt to punch this tree, I'll just destroy the block. So what I need to do is build that hatchet. So let's go again to our advancements page. Craft the Flint hatchet so you can cut down trees. Alrighty. Let's open up our menu. And over here, this is a handy mod that you'll see in almost every mod pack called JEI, just enough items. It'll tell you every item I have access to, and by clicking on it, for instance, here's the Flint hatchet, it'll give me the recipe. I'm going to need a stick, plant twine, and flaked flint. To get plant twine, I can click on it, and it'll bring up this recipe. I need 3 plant fiber to get plant twine. So, how do I get plant fiber? Well, let's see if my advancements page has any kind of clue. And it's right up here. Fibrous diet. To get started, you'll need to collect plant fiber from breaking tall grass. Craft 3 plant fiber to get plant twine. Sticks can be found on the floor or by trimming some leaves. I actually picked some of this up earlier. After that, well, we can make a mesh. That'll give us some flint, and then we can use the flint to get that flaked flint, and then make that hatchet. So, let's break some grass. Badoop. And plant twine. This message over here. Your salary of 110 has been paid. Now, salary in this server is a system that allows us to generate money just from playing the game. I believe it's every hour or so, give or take. But you can use that money that I just earned in order to buy stuff at the shop. You can also sell items there to the vendors to earn a bit more cash, and you can earn additional cash for voting for the server. Earning money to buy the stuff that you need that is otherwise unavailable because other players are taking up the mod cap or have already harvested all the resources in the area. Take this flower as well. It's unfamiliar, but I think I can use it to get dye later on. These two tall flowers are always good for that. What next? Oh yes, I have to craft the mesh with flint. Okay. And grass fiber mesh right there. Some sticks and plant twine. I need to get some sticks. This system. Ground clear. This is a way of keeping lag down on the server. Any items that are left just lying on the ground will get deleted if they're being loaded. This way, if someone's storage system runs amok and starts dumping items all over the floor, well, you don't have massive lag. And that honestly happens quite a bit. Let's see. Well, let's just punch some leaves. That gives enough sticks, hopefully. Oh, we got a decent amount of sticks. Fibergrass mesh. Totally said that backwards. Next up, we need our hands on some gravel, I believe. That'll get us some flint. We can also get flint from breaking grass blocks, but it's an inconsistent way of getting it. Well, I am about to go hunt for gravel, and I'll be back when I find it, or when something more interesting happens. Well, that was quick. Barely took 2 steps, but hey, convenient. Good to grab a bit of this. plate flint is actually used for several of the starting tools and a few of the starting equipment, so no point in not grabbing it all while it's here. Bit of server lag causing block lag. Annoying. Ah, yes, and something occurs to me. I'm aware that YouTube compression is going to make things a lot darker than they would normally be. For me, anyway. So I'm going to go into my video settings and crank up the brightness. I don't know how much that helped, but, you know, hopefully you guys can see. Alright, I think that's enough for now. You might also notice as I go into my character screen, my guy's doing a pose here. I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue what's doing that. I heard a zombert. We have no weapons. That's a creeper. That's another creeper. Oh boy. What do we do here? I'm gonna hide on this tree. Nothing else. Only one entry and exit. Alright. Now, stick our flint and our gravel, and we get flint. I meant mesh and gravel. You know what I meant. Now, we need to break this thing. Ah, here we go. On some stone. We do this by just punching it onto the stone. You might just barely hear a little clicking sound. That's how you know you're doing it right. Now, another very handy... I'm going to get back to my safe spot. Whoop. Here we go. Another very handy use of the JEI mod is if you hover over an item, and press the U button, it'll give you all the uses for that item. We already know we can make the flint hatchet from it. We can also make the flint work blade. We're going to need that later for tanning some hides. The flint pickaxe, well, that can always be helpful. And a spear, and this will help us defend ourselves. We also got the tomahawk. This is a thrown weapon, much like the spear. And you can repair the spear if you break it. Ooh, yeah, zombies incoming. Ooh, and I just got stuff. Oop, oop. Now, see, I got this bone here. Another thing I can do with this bone. Click, click, click. And we have a sharp bone. I could stab a dude with this bone. Oh, another bone. Helpful. Now, this is probably the most primitive weapon you can make. And it's also one of the advancements over here. You get that hatchet crafted. Shoot. And we get the advancement for the bone at the same time, because I've already crafted it. And I just dropped them items. Yeah. Darn it. If you hover over them, you will drop them. However, if you put them up in your inventory here, they'll just stay there. Now then, we have a hatchet. We can chop down some trees. First, I kind of want to get rid of these creepers. Oop. And there we go, server lag again. Oop. Punch and run technique. This might take a little bit. Bear with me. Hatchet. Critical. There we go. I'm almost positive that gunpowder is going to be unfamiliar. Now let's see if our hatchet does anything better. Oop, oop, oop. Don't want to leave creeper holes. Almost. There we go. Totally unfamiliar. Yep. Now then. My first victim of the server. I've come to finish the job. Caveman hate tree. I love some of the advancements in this. Alrighty. So, we finished out this line and got our flint. Got our hatchet. Now we've got more branching paths. We got our wood. We need to make a chopping block next. To do this, well, we just stick the wood in our crafting square, and we get a chopping block. Too easy. Next, we need a stump. Most basic of all crafting tables. Also, the stump sucks. I hate the stump. To make the stump, let's see if I can remember this properly. Like so, and like so. And we got a work stump. Game pause there, and we got a rock. We just went into Age 0. The Stone Age. Now, where to start the beginning of our base? I do like this area. Nice open field. Oh, there's another creeper there. No, get away from the creeper. Nope. Lots of horses around here. Ooh, and a big old valley. You might notice there are no ores anywhere in this valley. There's not a creeper behind me, is there? They sneak up on you, man. You can't trust them. Anyway, there is no ore visible anywhere. And this is because this mod pack has another really interesting mechanic to it. These little stones here, eventually, when we get high enough in ages to be able to mine materials, these will turn into sample deposits. So, if you're playing this, I would suggest not breaking these little rocks because you never know. This little rock right here could be an extremely valuable resource. Possibly diamond, uranium, who knows what. You can get pebbles, which is what you'll get for breaking those, simply by putting a cobblestone in your little crafting square. It'll turn it into 9 little pebbles. Right then. So, as I said, I like this area. Nice, wide open, gives us plenty of space to work. So, I'm going to set a home here. Backslash, set home. And we have a home right here where I'm standing. This allows me to teleport back to it anytime I need to. As I said, I like this area. But there could be better areas. So, I'm going to wander around a bit, see if I find anything interesting. Alright, and we're back. So, I've explored some of the surrounding area, mostly off in that direction, and didn't find any other places I liked as much as this one. However, I did manage to pick up quite a few resources while I was out. Some sticks, we're going to need a lot of sticks for what we're doing. And a few flowers. These are all too tall flowers, so I can use bone meal on them later to get their corresponding colors. You'd be surprised how often you use different types of dye in this pack. Well, I got some berry bushes, some meat and skins, and a couple saplings for different tree types in case we want to expand our wood type. So, since we're decided that we're going to live in this area, we should probably get started in building a base. Now, where should we start this off at? My eventual goal is to kind of have a a roadway of the ages, so to speak. So to do that, let's give ourselves a good running start. I'm going to start over here. Oh, I know we killed these cows. Another thing that is unique to this particular server, well, okay, maybe not unique. I don't know if other servers have this. But something that we have here is a system to keep down the wild population of animals. That way, they're not taking up the spawn cap for passive animals and makes them a bit easier to find. Hostile mobs will attack neutral livestock. You see this cow here is taking damage. That wasn't from me. Every particular type of mob will go after a different thing. For instance, spiders go after chickens. I believe zombies go after cows, and skeletons go after sheep. And possibly some go after pigs and stuff like that as well. I'm not really sure. Details fuzzy, but you get the general idea. Now, we need to clear an area. What have I got access to? Well, I'm just going to search for it. Okay, I cannot make a scythe yet. How unfortunate. Guess we'll be clearing this by hand. This could take a while. So, I'll be back in a bit once we have a nice clear open area for us to work in. Alrighty. We've got a nice open space to work with. Now, the way I have this planned is going to depend very much on chunk borders. Now, chunk borders, to show them at least, doesn't work the same in Sevtech Ages as it does in vanilla Minecraft. This one, it's the F9 key. First time I hit it, it's going to bring up the red lines. I believe these are borders, maybe? Probably. No idea. Hit it again, and you'll bring up traditional chunk borders. One more time, and it brings up, whatever this is. Huge chunk borders. No clue. So, we're going to start off our home inside of this chunk. Clear out the rest of the grass. There we go. Like a nice, clean work area. And we'll set our stump right here in the middle. We seem to have a storage issue. How bothersome. So, what can we do about it? Well, after we've crafted the stump in our advancements tree, next thing we got up in the plate is a place to put my stuff. Exactly what I need. So, let's take a look at how we make our first chest. Go into the JEI and let's search for chest. This is some planks and a rock. Now, get planks. It's not as simple as simply putting wood in your thing. That's going to give you a stump. That's not what we want. Well, I take that back. That is what we want. Because the stump is how we're going to get planks. Toss this out. Put that there and grab ourselves a stump. We'll pop that bad boy right there. Now, let's grab some dark oak logs. Why not? We right-click the plate on the stump, grab our hatchet, and we punch the tree with, or punch the log with left click. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it broke into some dark oak planks. You notice we only got 2 of them from this, because this is a very primitive way of getting planks, and you're going to lose some resources in the process. As you go higher up in technology, you gain more efficient ways of doing this. But for now, this is what we got. So, let's get ourselves some planks. And I've gone and broke my tool. Honestly, I wasn't expecting that to totally be destroyed. Usually, when a tool breaks in, more logs. When a tool breaks, it simply gains the broken condition. But I guess using it to make planks is, I don't know, not what it liked. Anyway, we got our planks. Let's make our chest. 6 time in there. We're going to need some stones. I'm going to do my best to always leave at least 1 stone inside of a chunk. That way, if I need to come back to it and find out what that resource was, I'll be okay. Eventually, we're going to be using this stuff, but for now, I don't have a pickaxe. All right. Now, since I've got a bunch of flowers in my inventory anyway, I might as well plant them here. Just to clear up some inventory space. Darn it. Let's just take that off of my offhand so I don't make that mistake again. Alrighty. And you can go now. Yeah, it's getting dark out. Don't like that. Alright. Now, when we first made our little crafting stump, it gave us a specific item called the crafting rock. This is actually the front of our stump right there. And unfortunately, while I was out, in order to keep up my inventory space, I had to toss that rock out. But they're pretty easy to get new ones. You simply take any old rock you pick up off the ground, stick it in your crafting grid, and bam, crafting rock. Now, we take our crafting rock and our stump. In order to make our chest, we hit it with a rock. Ah. And we got a chest. Ooga booga. Let's go ahead and put that down right here. Right click to open it. And let's start clearing out our inventory a bit. Alrighty. Now that we've got some space. No, don't mind me. I'm paranoid of anything that moves right now. Let's get started on our base. Got lots of oak saplings here. Let's go ahead and start planting these. Because our first building is being made out of a lot of oak. And I'll go ahead and turn off these chunk borders. I'm sure that's going to annoy some people. Now that that's done, we need to earn ourselves another hatchet. If you're in your inventory, or actually at any point in time, you can simply hit the R key, and it will sort your inventory for you. Very handy. I like a nice clean inventory. Cow. Scared me. Alright. Now we gotta make that hatchet again. I went and broke it. But in this, now that we're in age 1, I believe we can start making ourselves some stone tools. First, we gotta make ourselves a flint hatchet. Excuse me, flint pickaxe. Make this plant twine, a few more flake flint, and some sticks. You know, this is a 3x3, unlike the hatchet, so we really needed that stump. I also need some more flint. Now, another thing that I had to toss away while I was out exploring was all of my, or not all of, but my little mesh thingamajigger. So, I need to make another one. Plant fiber, honestly, has no use outside of making plant twine. So there's really no point in keeping it in its raw form. Might as well convert it to save space. Doot-doot. Doot-doot. And there we go. Let's grab a piece of gravel. Like so. Like so. Grab a couple. We're going to need 2. And there we are. Now let's find a rock to bash it on. There we go. And now we got our twine, our sticks in the corner, down and down, and ooga booga. Now that's done, we hit it with a rock. Actually 5 times. Did I do that wrong? That's strange. That should be the right formation. Plate flint, sticks, plant twine. Oh, I bet I know what the problem is. That little divot right there is actually where you can store your crafting rock. So you don't have to carry it around all the time. since this is the only place you ever use it. Ah, it's a zombie. Bone, go. Hitcha. Hitcha. Stupid zombie. Ah. Okay. I think we're good. I'm gonna have to destroy this. You're gonna see, as that breaks, it doesn't drop anything. Anyway. This thing is probably orientation specific. So we go like that. And we hit it with a rock. And we got a pickaxe. Sweet. Now to get some stone. Ah, creeper. Actually, no, creeper could be useful. Come here, creeper. Either you die, or I get some stone. Well, that didn't work out, did it? Anyway, let's get some stone. Might as well grab a bunch of this stuff while I'm at it, since we'll be needing it for various things. Another thing I'm gonna grab while I'm over here is some of this andesite. You'll see why we need this later on. Alrighty, back at our crafting rock. This is just a vanilla crafting recipe. While we're here, we might as well make all the tools we're going to need for a while. And there we go. Now that we got our tools, let's sort this inventory a bit. Put our crafting rock away. We need to get ourselves some oak wood, a decent amount of it, several stacks actually. So, while I wait for night to pass, I'm going to go out and get me some oak. Alrighty, well, we've got our 2 stacks of logs. We're ready to get started on our base. Horse scared me. Alright, now let's pull up our chunk borders again. We're going to be making a line of logs, just like this, all the way around the perimeter. One thing I really dislike about this particular building technique is that it ends up with a 2-block center. Not my favorite. But, yeah, you work with what life gives you. Alright. Now, start with our second layer. This, at the very least, will keep us safe at night. That pebble was definitely an ore deposit. There's actually a way you can tell, because if you left click on a pebble and you punch it and it breaks immediately, then it's a ore deposit. No, excuse me, it's a regular pebble. If it doesn't break, like this one doesn't, it kind of gives you the digging dirt sound. That means that this is actually a sample deposit, or an ore sample. Next up, go ahead and lock this in Log there. Log there. We are taking advantage of the fact that mobs can't jump. So we just jump into our base. Now, what is our base going to end up looking like? Well, I have a very specific kind of building style I like to employ, and we're going to be doing throughout this entire series. Our base is going to look like this to start off with. So, I'm going to be making basically giant block structures. And since every block in the game is a 16 by 16 pixel square, that's why we are using chunks, because they are exactly 16 by 16. Now, some of these, they get tricky. As you notice, this one, pull out that block so we can get up closer. This one is at an angle, and you know, Minecraft doesn't do angles. So we might have to do some messing around to get that one to work. But I'm confident we can figure it out. We also have chisels and bits in this mod pack. Oh, and there's an alarm of mine going off. Sorry about that. Real life has beckoned me. And so, I'll be back later on. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and then plan on joining me. Try that one again. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you join me later on as we continue our adventures through Sevtech Ages. Thank you, everyone, and good night.